Well, great morning. Oh my goodness. I'm going to pull out some cards and let's look at the propaganda. Now, Putin has changed his propaganda message how many times now? First, it was we're liberating them from the communists, and they're going to welcome us with open arms. They're going to throw flowers, etc., etc., etc. And then he's changed it so many times. And now he's got a new one. I was just watching it, and Pussy Riot, don't you love that name? Pussy Riot was on there talking about his new spin about the Ukraine war. And I'm trying to think what it was they were saying that was going on there now. Let me back this up and we can listen to it here. See if I can figure out what it was again. See if I can find where it says. Let me turn this down or else it's going to be really, really loud.
Months ago, they had a completely different theory about what they're doing, and now all of a sudden they come up with the idea of civil war. It used to be a denazification, and then nobody believed their stupid story, and they had to come up with a new one. And the problem of them is they're changing their versions of what's happening actually in Ukraine so often, so even Russian people don't trust them anymore.
Okay, I remember now what it is, that Ukraine is having a civil war is what it is. So first off, they were liberating because they were communists and they were going to be welcomed with open arms, and then they had a new one, and then now it's that Ukraine is having a civil war. So what do the Russian people think of this changing scenario? I mean, are they starting to wake up, the ones that were really pulled in by his propaganda to begin with? Can they really believe there have been 3 different changing scenarios with it? Let's look and see. How is this going over with the ones that were really drawn in? That were really drawn into this to begin with. Well, they're feeling like, I think they're hearing from some people that are speaking the truth, whistleblowers, more coming forward. They're looking at the energy, what's happening with it. I think it's more on a daily basis what's going on. The current things, what's happening currently. Let's see what we have above it. Clouds, yeah. It looks like they're not so much buying into his rhetoric like they were before. Yeah, they're looking at the financial things they're going through now that's been so horrendous for them. This is becoming daily more and more difficult to bear, the cross to bear. It's becoming a hardship when it comes to the financial, etc., things in Russia. And they're looking more at the daily things, and then more is coming forward from whistleblowers. Okay. Yeah, it looks like they're more starting to emotionally walk away from Putin. They can see the snake in the tree. They can see that things are, you can't have, oh, we're the great liberators, okay? And then say, oh, it's a civil war. And so changing the scenario every time you turn around. That's not going to fly anywhere, okay? So we have the burden, and we know that times are getting difficult. Yeah, the burden is causing them to have more judgmental, okay, when it comes to Putin. And more of them are getting together and talking, okay. It looks like more is coming out. They're getting together. They're talking. They can see that, some of the husbands, fathers, brothers, relatives that have been sent over there are not coming back. There's been a lot of deaths of Russian troops, which he, doesn't want to comment on. But you can't hide that. Eventually, the truth is going to come out, and it looks like the truth is starting to come out with all of this. And the Russian people are not going to continue to be befooled by him. So it looks like it's starting to open some of their eyes. Just like here, with the January 6th things, even though they're trying to spin it on Fox, they are showing, but, some of the right, the conservative, the genuine conservative Republican uglies are beginning to talk and speak out against this uber right MAGA drama. And so, there's a shift that's starting to take place. Looks like shifts are starting to take place in Russia, and shifts are starting to take place here as well. So while we're doing that, let's look and see, since we've had the propaganda of Russia, let's look at the propaganda that's been going here with the MAGA crowd. So what's been happening with the January 6th, and now that we have more of the conservative Republicans speaking out against the Republican uglies of the uber right? Is it making a difference across the board with Republicans? So what is happening now? Are any of the MAGA crowd starting to wake up, starting to get a clue, and starting to back off? So let's look and see what we have. We have rapid incoming energies, okay, of that, the fight, the disturbance, okay. And I think within their party, they're having more of these disturbances happening. So let's see what we have. Yeah, it's starting to cut. It looks like these things coming forward is starting to have a reaction with them, bearing the burden, okay? Heavy energies with it, more conversations about it, more talking. It's not just the airwaves taken over by the uber right anymore. We have more of the conservative Republicans starting to step up. Okay. They're not liking the options, the tower moment. Okay. It's not looking good. Moving forward. So with more of this coming out, they don't like what they're seeing. Okay. They're feeling like it's a big shakeup with the Republican Party. They're waiting for the ship to come in, wanting to move forward, feeling tied up. Let's see what we have with that. Okay. in the cold and looking to go forward to a better climb, to a better scenario. Okay. So we have some of the uber right that's not going to change, but some of them are looking at this, and I think mentally they are just in this confusion at the moment and trying to find a way to go forward and not liking the options, not liking what they're seeing on the table. I mean, you don't want to feel like you've been made a fool of. Let's face that. But they can't deny what's coming forward. Okay? They can't continue to deny it. Some of those are going to start waking up and maybe shifting back to a bit more conservative element. Now, not all of the uber right is going to wake up. I mean, that's a bridge too far. But it looks like it is a shift happening in the Republican Party, the Republic-Uglies that are the really uber right Maga are starting to get a wake-up call. It looks like there is going to be consequences for the actions. And when they find out there's actual consequences to the actions, that you can't overthrow the government, okay, without consequence, then at that point there may be a bigger shift. But as long as they keep, just talking about it, not actually taking action, then no harm, no foul. Okay? If there are no consequences and you're a thief, you'll continue to be a thief. I mean, let's face it. If you're a murderer and there are no consequences, okay, then you keep murdering. There have to be consequences to the actions, and when they see there are consequences and they are going to act on it and there is jail time in the future, then it'll shift. Things will shift. Things will get more regulated and balanced again. So on that note, I'm going to leave this here. Much love and light. Thanks for tuning in. If you're enjoying this and you're a first-time viewer, and you've liked what you've seen here and you want to be alerted when new videos come out, please subscribe. And if you're a long-time subscriber, please hit the thumbs up because it does help in the algorithms such as they are. And I do so appreciate it. Thank you for tuning in. And don't forget, you can always share any of the material you hear. If it's something that moves you, it might move others. And think about putting it on your channel. Just do the little share thing and put the little clip there. So thank you for all of that. I do so appreciate it, and we'll see you online.